Biomed, Nexus. Daily updates, your essential biotech, medtech, and pharma recap. No noise, just what matters. TLDR Eli Lilly, LLY, signed a $2.75 deal with Insilico Medicine for exclusive worldwide rights to AI-discovered preclinical oral therapeutics. The $150 million upfront payment is modest, but the total milestone structure is the largest AI drug discovery deal ever announced. Takeda, TAC, is cutting 634 US jobs as part of a $126 annual savings restructuring ahead of CEO-elect Julie Kim taking the helm in June. The cuts center on Cambridge MA, with notifications beginning immediately. The White House has drafted legislative text for its drug pricing policy and is sharing it with more than a dozen major pharmaceutical companies. This marks the first time the administration has moved from executive threats to actual legislative language. Executive takeaway. Two very different signals about where pharma is headed landed on the same day. Eli Lilly announced the largest AI drug discovery deal in the industry's history, paying $115 million up front to Insilico Medicine for exclusive rights to a portfolio of AI-generated preclinical candidates, with total milestones reaching $2.75 This isn't a research collaboration or a platform license. Lilly is buying drugs that were designed, synthesized, and nominated entirely by generative AI. Insilico's CEO noted, Lilly is better in AI than Insilico in certain areas, and the deal structure reflects a deep, multi-year partnership dating back to 2023. For the AI drug discovery sector, this is the massive validation event everyone has been waiting for. Meanwhile, Takeda announced 634 US job cuts as part of a $126 restructuring that will abruptly reshape the company before CEO-elect Julie Kim officially takes over in June. In Washington, Stat reported that the White House has drafted actual legislative text for drug pricing policy and is circulating it to more than a dozen pharma companies. That is a stark escalation from executive order threats to concrete legislative proposals just as the obesity market enters its most competitive phase ever. Read Full Analysis What to Watch, Orforglipron, April 10th. Lilly's oral GLP-1 target action date is exactly 10 days out. An approval gives Lilly 3 metabolic mechanisms on or near the market. Lilly has already stockpiled $1.5 worth of orforglipron for launch readiness, with self-pay pricing starting at a highly disruptive $149. Novo Wegovy HD launch, April. The high-dose injectable is rolling out across 7,000+ US pharmacies this month. Early prescribing volume will signal competitive positioning versus Zepbound. White House drug pricing. Legislative text is now in the hands of pharma executives. This is no longer a negotiation, it's a policy proposal. Watch for industry responses and intense lobbying activity in the coming weeks. Takeda pipeline catalysts. Despite the layoffs, Takeda reported positive Phase 3 data for zacositinib, TYK2 inhibitor, in plaque psoriasis. An NDA filing is expected in fiscal year 2026. This is the 4B Nimbus asset explicitly competing with BMS's Sotyktu. Top story. Lilly's $2.75 AI bet is the largest drug discovery deal of its kind. What happened? Eli Lilly, LLY, signed a global research and licensing collaboration with Hong Kong-based Insilico Medicine worth $115 million upfront and up to approximately $2.75 in development, regulatory, and commercial milestones plus tiered royalties. The deal was announced Sunday, and Insilico's stock jumped 15% on Monday. The structure: Lilly receives an exclusive worldwide license to develop, manufacture, and commercialize a portfolio of novel oral therapeutics currently in preclinical development across multiple therapeutic areas. These are drugs designed end-to-end by Insilico's Pharma AI generative engine, which handles target identification, molecule design, and preclinical candidate nomination. The backstory: the partnership dates to 2023, when Lilly first licensed in silico's software suite. This deal expands the relationship from a software license to a full commercial rights acquisition. In silico has developed at least 28 drugs using generative AI, with nearly half in clinical stages, and IPO'd in Hong Kong in 2025, raising $292. Executive impact: this is the moment the AI drug discovery space has been building toward, a top 3 pharma company paying billion-dollar milestones for drugs conceived, designed, and advanced entirely by AI. The deal targets metabolic disease, oncology, and immunology, all areas where Lilly already has massive commercial franchises. For the broader AI drug discovery sector, Recursion, AbbVie, Generate Bio, this deal fundamentally resets the valuation framework for what generative AI platforms are actually worth. Corporate and business developments: Takeda cuts 634 US jobs ahead of CEO transition. What happened? Takeda, TAC, is cutting 634 US jobs as part of a restructuring designed to save more than 200 126 annually. The cuts are centered on Takeda's US headquarters in Cambridge, MA. A warn notice was filed, with notifications beginning immediately. The layoffs take effect in July 2026, directly after CEO-elect Julie Kim officially replaces Christoph Weber in June. Executive impact: this is not a one-off reduction. Takeda announced a major restructuring in 2024 that cut 940 Massachusetts employees, shelved cell therapy programs, and subleased 63,000 square feet of Cambridge office space. Kim's mandate is crystal clear: simplify operations, slash costs, and prepare for multiple product launches in H2 2026 and beyond. Takeda still has 700 open roles and says it will prioritize internal candidates. Kylera Therapeutics files for NASDAQ IPO. Kylera Therapeutics filed its S-1 on Friday, seeking approximately $100 in a NASDAQ listing, ticker KLRA, to fund a Phase 3 obesity pipeline built entirely on assets licensed from China's Hengrui Pharmaceuticals. The lead candidate, ribupatide, is a once-weekly injectable GLP-1/GIP dual agonist already in Phase 3, with an oral formulation and a triagonist behind it. The company launched in October 2024 with $400 million in seed funding. JP Morgan and Jefferies are underwriting. MedCity News framed ribupatide as a potential challenger to Lilly's Zepbound, though no pivotal data exists yet. The filing lands 10 days before the orforglipron PDUFA, which tells you how hot the obesity capital market remains. Policy and public health: the White House just moved from threats to text on drug pricing. What happened? Stat reported that the White House has drafted legislative text for its drug pricing policy and is sharing it with more than a dozen major pharmaceutical companies. This represents a massive escalation from the executive order and negotiation-based approach the administration has utilized for the past year. Executive impact: until now, drug pricing dynamics have been managed through individual company deals, like the MFN pricing agreements that analysts noted had negligible impact on industry economics. Legislative text changes the dynamic entirely. If this becomes an actual bill, the industry will need to aggressively reassess the long-term pricing environment for new launches. The timing is critical. This lands just as Lilly prepares to launch orforglipron at $149, Novo launches Wegovy HD, and the obesity market enters its most competitive phase. Read full analysis, Biomed Nexus Pro. Institutional Intelligence Brief in today's Pro. Brief AI Drug Discovery. Valuations: why 2.75 billion in milestones for preclinical AI-generated drugs fully resets the framework for the entire sector. Takeda's pre-Kim house cleaning. the strategic logic behind cutting costs before a new CEO arrives, and what it signals about upcoming launch priorities. Drug pricing legislative risk, how to think about the White House text versus the MFN deals, and what it means for 2026 to 2027 product launches. Upgrade to Pro today. Read full article. Selective 2026 sponsorship placements are available. Reply directly to discuss a partnership or submit an inquiry here.